We take you now to the cold, unforgiving Solna, an area in the northern isolated country of Sweden. Here lies a place untouched by much of the rest of civilization, isolated from much of the interesting things from the world beyond, the Karolinska Institutet, or KI as the locals call it. We're here to study the shy, preclinical student. Little studied and rarely caught on film, we present you with never-before-seen footage. The pre-medical student is a flock animal. Battling through the cold, they shelter together, much like the emperor penguin, for protection from the cold and the climate. Being in the group also gives the members protection from other dangers, such as the way cooler psychology student. Following the group also gives the advantage of not getting lost around the confusing maze that is the campus ground. But even in a group, it's a frightening experience. Seeking HT15, they hope to find shelter, safety, and maybe even a mate to reproduce with. There's a lot of reproducing at KI, and incest within courses is common. Sometimes, however, a member of the flock gets separated. Here we see a young student who most likely overslept and missed the flock's arrival. Hurrying through the snow, she's clearly frightened, and rightly so. Trying to find her flock, she must use every tool at her disposal. But alone, there's not much help to be found. She must venture forward alone, an easy prey. Meanwhile, the rest of the flock have found the warmth and safety of their nest. They can now relax. Observe the high level of social interaction. Preclinical students spend a huge amount of time copying each other and trying to find their rank within the pack. Look at how masterfully they imitate each other, much like the orangutans of Borneo. Here we see one of the great mysteries of KI. Now, it's not clear why the preclinical student draws circles, lines, and arrows for each other. There's no apparent meaning to the lines, and it all seems quite random. But most scientists believe it's an important way for members to rise in the ranks. Here we see a young student trying to impress the rest of the flock. But something goes wrong. She appears to have drawn an arrow that doesn't really make sense, and the rest of the flock will punish her for it. She will be forced to step down while another male takes her place. He will symbolically erase everything she's done and himself try to gain the favor of the rank. There's a new alpha male in place.
Energi, ökar den här, insulin går upp och då kommer det en hämning.
The other member seems to have lost her way. Among institutions that she's never heard of, she has no way of regaining her orientation. Trying to find shelter, she lies down and waits for what will surely be certain death from either cold or hunger. KI is no place to be alone. The poor student who drew the faulty arrow now knows her place and that she is not wanted. Ashamed, she must quietly leave. She now has to survive and manage her studies alone. However, there is one place where lonely flock members still can find some shelter. It seems to act sort of like an elephant cemetery. Another mystery of KI appears here. Observe the student. she can sit perfectly still for several hours. Some believe it's some sort of hibernation in which the student can conserve precious energy by not moving a muscle. Now look at her eyes. You could think she's sleeping, but she's actually alert for any danger that might be incoming. It's feeding time at KI. In just a short time, everyone has to eat and must hunt to find a microwave. Looking at the queue, it's easy to see which students are younger and less experienced. Older students, higher in rank, know that they can push over these easy targets, and if you walk away, you could easily lose your microwave. Here we see a female who have found easy prey. The friends of the member who lost his microwave would like to intervene, but they're not just KI students, they're also Swedish, and they are too frightened to say anything. One wrong step here, and you could get attacked. In the middle of the chaos, you could also lose your food. Taking advantage of the confusion, some students have learned to steal to survive, much like the hyenas in the savannah of Africa. But it's a risky game, and you would not like to get caught. Quickly, they must leave the scene of the crime. At the 4th floor, things are calmer, but resources are fewer. Therefore, the preclinical student has evolved a fantastic ability to use tools while eating. Taking whatever is at their disposals, they have found clever ways to eat without using their hands. Well, most, at least. Ingenious. Yes, life at KI is peaceful for most, but not all. Our poor drifter has lost a battle against the elements. The lifespan of the preclinical student is short, just 2 years, before he has to shed his skin like a butterfly breaking through its cocoon. Now a clinical student. He will have to leave the safety of KI and face new challenges.